Vietnam is a country of diverse beauty, rich history, and flavors that tell stories in every bite. In the quiet northern province of Lao Cai, tucked within the Hoang Lien Son mountain range, lies a peaceful town called Sapa. Here, the views stretch wide over endless fields and steep slopes. Terraces etched into the hills reflect centuries of labor and tradition shaped by hands that have worked the land for generations. Small villages dot the rolling hills, each one a testament to lives carved out of this rugged land by weathered hands and a resilient spirit. There's a quiet strength and peace in the way the people here move through their days. The beauty of Sapa isn't just in the landscapes. It's in how those landscapes intertwine with the lives of the people who call this place home. We've dreamed of exploring this region for a long time, and now we're finally doing it. So take it from us. If you're looking to experience the raw beauty of Vietnam, the real heart of its landscapes and people, Sapa is a place you can't afford to miss. We left the busy streets of Hanoi behind and hopped onto a VIP sleeper bus bound for Sapa. Normally, we don't travel in such fancy style, but for $15 a person on a 6-hour bus ride, how could we say no? It ended up being the most relaxing travel day we've ever had.
This is our awesome taxi driver, Hui. So if you come to Sapa and need a ride anywhere, make sure to give him a call. We've included his WhatsApp number in the description. Say hello.
Hello, xin chào các bạn. Các bạn sang đến Việt Nam tôi sẽ đón các bạn nhé.
Thank you. Come in.
And the best part of today was arriving at our warm, cozy home for the next 10 days, perched along rice fields in the peaceful village of Phin.
Good morning. We are staying in a small village called Phin, and I'm sure you can see why we chose to stay here. This village is about 18 kilometers outside of Sapa town, and this place is so peaceful and quiet. There's no noise here at all. No hustle whatsoever. It's right in the village, surrounded by local life and the sound of farms and nature. This is the perfect place to come for relaxation.
All right, we've relaxed for long enough, and now it's time to explore.
Well, it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. We were actually planning on leaving the house at 7:30 so we can get a nice early start. However, the weather around here is quite unpredictable. Now it's cleared up, so we're gonna hopefully have good weather the rest of the day. Phin Village is a beautiful place, and the people here have some really unique talents that we'll share with you later. But today is all about oh my gosh. Today is all about mountains, and we're gonna start off with some amazing views.
Lao Cai province is an endless blanket of mountains, peaks, and fields, and no matter where you stand, the scenery wraps around you like a living painting. Each stroke of the land shaped by time and the elements. And among these brushstrokes rises Rong Mountain, a masterpiece of stone and earth. Its name means dragon's jaw because its jagged peak is said to resemble a dragon's head stretching towards the sky. Rising nearly 1,800 meters above sea level, it sits just above the quiet streets of Sapa town.
Thank you.
And stepping onto its trails feels like entering a floral wonderland. Here, stone pathways weave through gardens blooming with orchids, wildflowers, and ancient trees, all against the backdrop of rolling mist and the distant, rugged ridges of the Hoang Lien Son range. Some people brush Rong off as too manicured, a mountaintop park staged for photos. Yet wandering its terraces, we were in awe of the beauty around us. Stone beds lined with bright blooms, bursts of color set against weather-worn rock. All softened by the cool mist drifting from the surrounding mountain range. Planned paths may guide you, but the mountain still feels present in every step. Raw jungle just beyond the path, birdsong threading through the air, For us, that blend of careful detail and rugged nature made the stop feel anything but overhyped.
There's a beautiful sense of connection that comes from being together in places like this, where you can just let your kids... Oh my gosh!
Just scare you.
Okay, well, that proves my point. What I was going to say is that you can just let your kids run off and let off their energy while you try to, hang out with your partner and have some decent conversation, but then they come and burst through. But it's these real life moments in nature's embrace that just remind you of how much richer the experience is when you're with people you love, who also drive you crazy.
Looks like this is one of the viewpoints here. Oh my gosh, you can see all of Sapa.
At the summit, the mountains unfurl around you, a great endless sea of green and stone. The wind tugs at your sleeves as you stand where the clouds wander, where the world feels both impossibly vast and tangibly close, and everything you once knew about distance and direction quietly slips away.
What a beautiful place this is, even on an overcast day. From up here, you just see the town, and it's not very big. It's a small town, and it's so beautiful. I love the color of the buildings. They've got these red roofs and neutral tones. It's just so calming to look at. And the trees interspersed in between the buildings. And right next to the small town are these incredibly beautiful rice paddies and mountains. And the mist actually adds a very unique and almost even warm, magical touch to the place.
Look at this. I had no idea any of this was up here. What a unique place.
Eventually, the quiet magic of the mountain gave way to more earthly needs. The low rumble of hungry stomachs reminding us that wanderlust alone isn't enough to live on.
Well, it is almost noon and we haven't had breakfast yet. So it's time to head back down in search of some physical sustenance.
With our hearts full and our energy waning, we wandered down from the mountain, ready to follow the scent of something warm and comforting waiting somewhere below.
Well, now's the perfect time to go eat because it started raining again. The weather here is so unpredictable sometimes.
Sapa is a vibrant mosaic of cultures, home to several ethnic minority groups, each with its own unique traditions, attire, language, and way of life. And we're about to have our first taste of that richness at Red Dzao House, a restaurant modeled after the traditional homes of the Red Dao people. With dark timber beams, hand-woven fabrics, and the soft, welcoming scent of wood smoke and simmering broth filling the air.
One chicken hot pot for 2 person?
Yes, please. This tea looks incredible. Oh, so good on a cold, rainy day. It has this floral taste, and it feels like a garden in your mouth.
Hot pot is a Sapa staple. When the air turns cool, families push their tables together and set up a pot to simmer, sliding in pieces of mountain-raised chicken, foraged mushrooms, and garden greens.
The broth we steal from the chicken pot.
Yeah, okay.
About 1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour, okay.
1 hour, and then you can steal with some lemongrass, ginger.
The broth deepens with every ladle, steam fogging lenses and warming hands as stories pass around the rim. No wonder it anchors celebrations here. One pot, shared heat, and flavors that echo the slopes just outside.
This flavor is incredible. I've never tasted a soup like this, okay? So, this is gonna sound weird, but just go with me. It tastes like the flavor of barbecue, not the meat, just the barbecue flavor itself. It's a little bit spicy, it's sour, and almost like a sweet tomato type of taste, all mixed together, but it blends really, really well. Okay, so it sounds weird, but trust me, this is excellent.
The warmth of a home-cooked meal lingers in our bones, rich, comforting, and rooted in centuries of tradition. And as we step back into the cool mountain air, it feels only natural to keep exploring the world that flavors a place like this.
This is the town center of Sapa, and it's a really neat vibe here. You'll see a lot of tourism, but also locals just going about their day. There are tons of restaurants and cafes, markets. There's this beautiful plaza and a lovely lake that you can walk next to. And we just love the architecture here. It's a blend of French colonial architecture as well as more modern buildings that have popped up over the last decade since tourism has erupted here.
At the heart of Sapa, the market hums with life, a living gallery of colors, textures, and stories woven by the hands of the people who call these mountains home.
Sapa Market has been here long before tourism took hold, and this is where people from the various villages in the surrounding area come to barter, trade, and sell things that they've either made or grown. So here you can find everything from fresh produce, raw meat, toys, clothing, everything you could want. It's pretty much a massive outdoor supermarket. The local feel here has been really well preserved as people continue to blend the traditional with the modern. What we've noticed throughout our travels is that as tourism expands, markets that were once places of local commerce become souvenir hotspots. But the thing that we really appreciate about this market is that its local roots and origins continue to remain deep and strong. And that's something that's really rare nowadays. And we hope that as tourism continues to explode here, you can still feel the sense of local community and the real life of people here. We thought we were going to have to drive a little ways to the next viewpoint, but actually it's right here in Sapa Town Center or near Sapa Town Center. And this place is actually built just for as an like Instagram spot, but don't tune out just yet if you're not into that. It's actually pretty neat. We'll get to the viewpoint in just a second, but first we're going to indulge in a little tradition I've inadvertently created on our travels.
One that combines one of the world's greatest blessings with the beauty of the earth.
Whenever we find ourselves in a stunning place, if there's coffee to be had, there is no skipping it.
Moana Sa Pa, also known as Little Bali, is a beautiful spot to stop and admire the views. And while it may seem like it was designed purely for photos and aesthetic pleasure, there's an underlying intention to create an emotional experience for visitors. The Bali Gate and Golden Hand are part of a larger strategy to create an immersive, surreal environment that transports you into a space where you can enjoy nature, beauty, and serenity, even if it isn't deeply tied to the region's history or traditional culture.
Okay, I have to be honest with you. We actually almost skipped coming to this place when we heard that it's just a place to take nice photos for your social media. We more appreciate places that have like deep, rich history and meaning and culture and stuff like that. But I have to admit, the artwork here is incredibly intricate and very creative and super well designed, especially with this backdrop. It's essentially a very thoughtfully and creatively curated sculpture gallery set on top of a mountain. I mean, that's pretty incredible. I don't know what it looks like to you on screen, but in real life, it really does pull you into the nature, and it almost makes you interact with the nature around here in a very unexpected way. I really didn't expect to feel the awe that I feel right now as I look upon this artwork sculpted by human hands, set atop the artwork divinely sculpted by nature. It's pretty amazing.
Today has been all about mountain views. It's one thing to admire a mountain range from a peaceful hilltop, but wait until you see the perspective we're about to experience next.
But are you scared?
No.
Fast.
Yay!
Come on, let's go.
Oh my gosh, I am so nervous.
I am so excited to do this Alpine roller coaster. I've wanted to do one of these my entire life.
I am completely and utterly terrified.
This is gonna be an experience.
But I'm afraid that if I don't do this, I'm gonna miss out. So here we go.
Opened in late 2023 and engineered by German coaster specialist Wiegand, the Mong Alpine coaster starts at roughly 1,600 meters above sea level and drops nearly 100 meters, accelerating to around 40 kilometers per hour.
Do you know how to brake? Because I don't know how to brake. They didn't tell me how yet.
Knowing the numbers is one thing, and feeling them is entirely different.
This control speed.
Okay.
Push have to go faster,
Okay.
medium, and slower.
Okay.
Not too slow.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think we want to go faster.
Faster? Oh man, you are brave.
Full speed.
Okay.
No need to brake.
Okay.
On the way.
But can I brake if I need to?
No need.
No.
Automatic brake.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Oh, Lord.
So bye, my neighbors.
It's not as bad as I thought. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to keep my hands open.
Oh, we're already at the end. Aaliyah, what did you think of the roller
I
coaster?
liked it.
Not too scary?
No,
Even for a 7-year-old?
no.
Okay. Well, that was awesome. 100% worth it.
I was terrified and I was like screaming 95% of the time. But it's not as bad. I promise you it's not as bad as I make it out to be. I'm just I have that, what's it called? Hyperactive startle reflex. It's actually a lot of fun. It's an incredible way to experience the mountain, just flying around the curves like that. And there's just nothing like fresh mountain air. Up here it smells so sweet and earthy, and then you've got the mist of the clouds mixed in with all that.
Then the track disappears into the fog up here. It really adds to it. It would be cool if there was a view, but even if there isn't a view, this is such an excellent ride.
And I can only imagine what it's like. I can only imagine what it's like on a sunny day, on a clear day, but even on an overcast day, I am telling you, the clouds and the mist really enhance the beauty and just give you a different perspective of the mountains.
I've always wanted to do something like this, and I can't believe that we came to Vietnam and did an Alpine roller coaster. It felt 100% safe. It was quick, it was easy, they were very professional. The first time is like $8, the second time is half off, and so it's a great deal, and it's one of those once-in-a-lifetime things. Aaliyah had a great time, and even Anita, who almost didn't do it, did it twice. So that should tell you something.
Sapa is remote and can feel a world away, yet every map and message still loads. This segment is sponsored by Saily, the travel eSIM that keeps the signal steady even on misty peaks. Built by the team behind NordVPN, Saily is an eSIM app that installs only once and works in over 200 destinations, giving you affordable, reliable data without juggling tiny SIM cards or queuing at arrivals. Think of an eSIM as a digital SIM that lives inside your phone. No plastic, no paper clips, so jumping onto a local network is as easy as tapping a button.
So we've been on the road for a while now, and we have used other eSIM services, but sometimes we've lost connection at a critical time, like when you're in the middle of nowhere on the road and the map just suddenly cuts off. With Saily, however, we have only experienced great signal strength.
This app is amazing, and we're really excited to share an exclusive 15% discount with you in just a few seconds. Setup is super easy. Just download the app on your Apple or Android device, choose a plan that fits your needs, and follow the prompts to install and activate your eSIM. Support is 24/7, and if your phone isn't eSIM ready, they'll just refund you. Download the Saily app before your next flight and type coupon code TRAVELING3 at checkout for that 15% discount. So chase the adventure and stay connected with Saily. As the mountains slip from view, we find ourselves drawn back to the quieter rhythm of Phin village with a sense of anticipation for what tomorrow holds. Morning settles over Phin in a hush of pale light and gentle birdsong. The valley is waking, and the road is already promising new sounds and a different side of Sapa waiting just beyond the next bend.
It seems that almost everywhere we go, we find amazing places to have our morning coffee. And once again, this place tops the list for one of the most beautiful places that we've ever sat down to have coffee.
The sweet spring smells with this beautiful view looking over the rice paddies. And the people in this restaurant are so kind and hospitable. Despite the language barrier, you feel so welcome here. And the garden up top is so fun to walk through.
With our hearts full and the morning still young, it's time to follow the winding roads once more, trading the quiet comfort of the valley for the wild rush of mountain waters. Just beyond the curve of the road, a shimmering thread of silver cuts through the rugged cliffs, enticing us with its roar. This is Silver Waterfall, or Dao Bath, one of the highest cascades in the region, tumbling nearly 200 meters down the mountainside. The sound of the water crashing against the rocks echoes through the valley, filling the air with a restless energy. Stone stairways wind alongside the waterfall, leading us upward through a mist of spray and sunlight, to a bridge where the whole wild beauty of the scene unfolds. It's a place where you don't just see nature's power, you can feel it in your chest, in the cool mist brushing your skin. And even on this high ridge, nature's sweep meets human craft. Black Mong women set out hand-hammered silver, bracelets and pendants that catch the mountain light, reminding us that Sapa's beauty is as much made by its people as by its peaks. As we leave behind the cascading waters, the road ahead cuts through the landscape like a ribbon, pulling us toward the promise of a scene just as powerful. Love Waterfall, or Tak Tin Eo, is named after a poignant legend of a love that could never fully bloom. The tale tells of two young lovers whose hearts were deeply connected, but circumstances kept them apart. It is said that the waterfall symbolizes their eternal love, a love that could never be separated even in death. The relentless flow of the water is believed to carry their unfulfilled wishes, their longing and their connection echoing through time.
The landscape here is utterly striking. The stillness, too. I mean, it's so quiet here. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. It takes your words away.
I think this is as close as you get to a magical hike, with the forest and the clouds and the unseen birds. This is absolutely magical.
Just over 1.5 kilometers of paved trail that starts off almost level, shaded and scented with pine and wet moss. About 25 minutes in, the path tilts upward. A brief set of stone steps that warm the legs while cool mist settles on your skin. The air tastes clean, edged with the resin of crushed leaves. Birds trade sharp calls high in the canopy. And then the hush breaks. A low rumble grows. The trees pull back.
Wow.
And a white ribbon drops into a tea-colored pool as amber light rises through the crystal-clear water tinted by iron-rich rock along the golden stream bed. Spray hanging motionless in the overcast light. The water crashes down from a height of 100 meters, filling the space with a soothing roar.
This waterfall is unbelievable. Oh my gosh. It looks like lace coming down the stones, and the green flora that is just right on the stone. And you would think that on a misty day like today, it would take away from the view, but it really doesn't. Oh my gosh, it's almost like the mist adds a lot of depth.
The forest seems to hold its breath, and for a moment, the only thing moving is the waterfall itself. As we pull away from the enamored rush of the waterfalls, making our way through the mist, the landscape shifts. Even so, the voice of the fairy is said to echo across these ridges, calling to the one she could never reach. Here, the air grows cool and the mountains reveal themselves. Sapa Heaven Gate, known locally as Tram Ton Pass, sits at a striking 1,900 meters above sea level, earning its name for the way the clouds wrap around its peaks like an ethereal gateway to the sky.
This is Vietnam's highest mountain pass, and it offers one of the most captivating views in the entire country. From here, the Huanlian Sun mountain range stretches out with its rugged ridgelines and deep valleys that just cut through the landscape.
The weather here is ever-changing, with the pass acting as a boundary between two different climatic zones, which creates a rich diversity of flora and fauna.
This beautiful mountain range is actually the tail end of the Himalayas.
Below, the valleys are lush and green, dotted with traditional villages and fields along the hillsides. As we stand here, the air feels fresher and thinner, a sharp contrast to the warmth of the valley below. There's a feeling of being on the edge of something vast, something untamed. Heaven Gate is a place where nature's power and beauty feel endless, a perfect place to pause and immerse yourself in the vast grandeur of nature.
Sapa has been everything that we've dreamed of and so much more. And honestly, there is so much to do and see here that you can easily stay here for an entire month and still discover new things. Our last stop of the day is another epic mountain view, but this is a little different than what we've seen so far.
As we ascend the winding roads, the landscape unfolds into a realm where the earth meets the sky.
So we're gonna go to the glass bridge here, and look at this. It is right up there. That looks so high. I'm really looking forward to this. This is gonna be fun. I think Anita is totally gonna freak out.
Opened in November 2019, the famous Dragon Cloud Glass Bridge experience starts inside a three-sided glass lift that climbs almost 300 meters up the cliff, the first transparent elevator of its height in Vietnam. For now, it's just a slow rise and the uneasy realization that in just a few seconds, the only thing between you and the valley floor will be clear glass. The doors slide open at roughly 2,200 meters above sea level, where a triple-layered glass deck reaches about 60 meters out from the rock. Here, suspended above the world, the Dragon Cloud Glass Bridge offers a path through the clouds where each step is a dance with the wind. Unless, of course, you have a condition called acrophobia, more commonly known as a great irrational fear of heights.
Oh my gosh. Please, don't touch me. No, please, don't touch. Just, oh my gosh. Oh, the whole thing is on an edge. Oh my gosh. Why do they make me do these things? Oh my gosh. Woo.
I knew that was gonna happen. I was waiting for that.
Purpose. They do that on purpose. Oh, my hands.
This glass bridge is a really neat experience.
Well, I told you this was going to be very different from any other perspective we've had. And this is very different indeed. Oh my gosh. How did people build this? Like,
You definitely get the feeling of being up really, really high. And then when you look straight down, it's just straight down to the valley floor. Absolutely beautiful. Anita is loving it. She's enjoying her life decisions right now. And she's decided that bungee jumping is next. So that's what we're gonna go do. Your face.
If the glass bridge isn't stimulating enough, those who enjoy a height-induced adrenaline rush can immerse themselves in the thrill in other ways.
Hold on with both hands at all times.
A high-wire bicycle sits suspended on a tensioned steel cable that stretches across the valley.
What do you think?
I like it.
You like it?
The cable spans roughly 300 meters from cliff to cliff, matching the drop beneath your pedals.
Oh, dude, don't look down. I think this is one of those experiences that I'm gonna enjoy more after I get back. Go! You like it to look at? And watch out, watch out. Was it scary?
No, not that much. Except when we got to the middle, that was really far down. Like a quadrillion miles.
Oh!
Look how far down that is.
Can we do it a second time?
We're not going to do it a second time.
The echo of the wire fades with each step on the path. Wind rises in slow, steady breaths, trading the rush of altitude for a cool hush against your skin. Prayer flags flutter in the wind, bright stripes of cloth brushing the pale sky, their quiet rhythm guiding us toward a small temple balanced at the ridge's edge. Its timber beams and stone footing feel anchored against an ocean of peaks, layer after blue-gray layer drifting into cloud. A thread of incense curls from the doorway, mingling with pine and cool air, and every footfall seems to settle a little deeper into the silence. The pulse that pushed us across open spaces eases now into something softer, a calm that feels as wide as the view itself.
This place is so beautiful, and it gives you just that awe-inspiring feeling of just the enormity of the mountains around you. Look at this view. I can't believe that we get to do this. And I think I've said that like 50 times because there's so many unexpected pleasures and adventures to have up here. Sapa is a place that if you come to Vietnam, you absolutely cannot miss.
We had to chug our coffee and run out the door this morning because we're about to embark on a massive trek.
Anticipation and a little nervousness is building as we ponder the grueling trek we're about to undertake. We plan to summit Southeast Asia's highest peak.
Just kidding, that would be way too much work. We're getting right up the mountain.
The Mong Mountain Railway, launched in 2018, carries us nearly 2 kilometers uphill with breathtaking views of the valley we just left. Climbing almost 500 meters from Sapa town, it takes about 6 blissful minutes to arrive at the Huang Lian station, the doorstep of the Phan Xipang cable car. Outside, the station gardens feel lifted from a storybook. Winding paths cut through sweeps of color bursting with life, and bright archways rise like picture frames on the mountains beyond. Petals flicker in the breeze, water murmurs somewhere off the path, and every turn invites a pause. One more moment to play among light and shadow before we trade rails for cable cars and climb higher still.
You start out by flying way over these rice fields, and then you start going up this mountain with like these virgin forests here and cliffs that are surrounding you. What a start to this trip.
The Phan Xipang cable car system opened in 2016 and holds the world record for the longest 3-rope cable car at over 6 kilometers long. Minute by minute, the cabin climbs, trading valley warmth for thin, cool air. Ridgelines vanish, replaced by a weightless white that folds around the car like cotton. Up here, the mountain decides what we'll see next, and we're left hovering between sky and earth, wondering what, if anything, will emerge when the doors finally open.
We've just reached an altitude of 3,000 meters, and we're just a few meters shy of the summit. So now we're finally going to embark on our little trek. And let me tell you, it is cold and windy up here.
A gate of mist-washed stone rises ahead. Tan Van Dak Lo. Though set here only a few years ago, its 4 pillars take ancient inspiration. The measured lines of the 11th century Lý dynasty, Vietnam's first golden age of Buddhist architecture. Designers chose that era for a reason. High on Phan Xipang, steel and concrete would clang against the mountain's silence, but the Lý style, clean lines and minimal ornament, flow with the ridge and let altitude and weather do the finishing work. They studied the ancient pagodas of the Red River Plain, copied their elegant symmetry, then lifted it 3,000 meters above the sea so the country's highest point could be deeply anchored in its historic roots.
We made it to the summit. It was actually kind of tough climbing because you feel the elevation. That was surprising to me. I didn't expect that. What did you think of the climb, Aaliyah?
I like the popcorn.
But we made it. And if you use your imagination really, really hard, you can just picture how beautiful it is from up here.
They call this the rooftop of Vietnam, and for good reason. These peaks belong to the Hoang Lien Sun Range, part of the eastern edge of the Greater Himalayan system, shaped by the same tectonic force that gave rise to the world's highest mountains. Here, at the edge of that ancient force, Phan Xipang rises to 3,147 meters. It's the highest peak in Vietnam and the entire surrounding region. If the summit feels surprisingly busy after that stair climb, it's because there's a second short funicular, just 2 minutes of uphill glide, that lifts riders the last 100 vertical meters to a platform near the peak. Up here, the weather writes its own rules. One moment, thick fog drapes over the stone like a veil, and the next, the clouds may part, revealing the stunning valley and peaks below. Some days, the sky stays open from first light to dusk, but there's no chart that can promise which version you'll find. The gamble is part of the climb, view or no view, and even if the summit keeps its secrets, there's comfort in a hot cup above the clouds, sharing the uncertainty with everyone huddled beside the cafe windows, waiting to see what the mountain chooses to reveal. The road calls again, winding us back through shifting light and cloud-shadowed hills.
We've experienced much of Sapa's natural beauty, and now it's time to get to know some of its people.
Beauty here isn't only found in the land. It's also in the lives shaped by it. Just a short distance from Sapa town, nestled in the Muang Hua Valley, lies Kat Kat village. This village was established in the 1800s by the Black Hmong people, and today it serves as an open-air museum and cultural exhibition village. The merchant lane of Kat Kat may look like a tourist strip, but what hangs here is still bound to the valley that made it. Indigo-dyed cloth comes from flax grown on nearby terraces. Silver jewelry is hammered in backyard forges. Bundles of mountain herbs are gathered on slopes that you can see from the path. Most stalls belong to single households, siblings at one table and grandparents at the next, and the day's sales pay for seed rice, school books, and basic needs. Nothing here is franchised or flown in from a factory coast. Every piece carries a fingerprint of Black Hmong craft and the economy that lets this village keep its rhythm while sharing a bit of itself with the world.
This village is built just for tourism, but what makes it different from other tourist places is that it's built to actually show off the culture of the local people here. It's showing off their heritage, their lifestyle, their embroidery, their craftsmanship, and it's a really beautiful thing to show off to the world your own heritage, you know? When you're walking through here, it doesn't quite feel like you're just walking through a tourist trap. It feels like you're walking through the people's culture, and we really, really appreciate that.
So having done many different tourist stops in Vietnam, I've heard two opinions about this place. One is that it's way too touristy, don't come. And the other one is that it is beautiful and you have to go. And now that I've been here, my opinion is this place is beautiful. It is touristy, it's set up for tourists, but they do such a good job. It is so beautiful, and you feel like you're walking through an open air museum or like a work of art. It's so well done, and we really enjoyed our time here.
We've moved through Sapa's towering ridgelines and quiet folds, glimpsing its culture from the curated lens of what feels like an open-air cultural gallery. Beautiful, but just out of reach. Tomorrow, that distance fades as we get to know the village we've been waking up in all along. Ta Phin.
Good morning. We've been staying in Ta Phin village for a few days now, waking up to the peaceful stillness that utterly fills this valley. And today is the first time we're actually going to go and explore it.
This isn't a place that puts itself on display here. Life definitely happens at its own pace. And if you take the time to get to know it, you really start to see what makes this place really special.
Steam rises from a fresh cup carried on warm valley air that rolls across the hills and terraced paddies below. The valley air warmly wraps you in the sweet sense of life silently bursting from the earth. Rice fields, vegetable and herbal farms vibrantly cover the land as farmers diligently care for their crops and water buffalo graze in the fields.
Riding and walking through Phin village is an incredible experience. And what makes it so special is seeing everyday life unfold in a completely different context. It's a way of life that's shaped by nature and tradition, and yet rooted in the same human needs for connection, survival, and community that we all share.
It's a reminder that no matter where we come from, we're all woven into the same human fabric, and seeing life from someone else's perspective is a beautiful thing. As we ride through the village, something that feels a little bit out of place catches our eye.
So it turns out this was once a French Catholic monastery. It was built in 1942 and was home to 12 nuns, but it was abandoned in 45 due to political instability in this region as Vietnam was beginning its fight for independence from foreign powers.
The marks of a turbulent past are still here, walls once caught in the sweep of empires and revolution. But now these ruins sit quietly, slowly being reclaimed by the earth, folded into the pace of village life that moves on around them. The rice paddies fade behind, and the road ahead seems quiet, until a wave of bright red scarves pops into view, arms already in mid-welcome. Whatever negotiation skills we have, they're about to be tested.
So this is what happens when you ask to buy something. Okay, we're good.
This one, I make Dzao, this one, make this. You this one? This one?
How about 75? 75?
How much?
This one 50, made by hand.
50? Yeah. 30. I give you 30. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. This one is okay.
This one?
But yeah, no, it's okay. This one is okay. Just pick one, okay? Wow, very beautiful. Aliyah, what do you say? What do you say? What do you say?
Okay.
Thank you. Say come on. Come on.
I think we're good. We're good. Thank you. Thank you.
Our experience in Phin Village Center was honestly really fun. Definitely overwhelming at first when you're swarmed by everyone trying to sell you their stuff. But if you just kind of go with the flow and let yourself get immersed, it's kind of fun actually. It's a great experience. Everyone is very nice, and honestly, everybody's just trying to get by, right? Like they're just trying to sell their stuff. They're just trying to make a living. And I don't know, I thought it was fun. And now we've just stopped into this little like cafe just by the road. We saw some locals in here.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Xin chào, that means hello. Come in. And we figured we'll try it. We have no idea what we ordered. It is a soup of some kind. No idea what it is. No idea how much it costs, but it's all part of the adventure, as Steve likes to say.
The soup is really light and fresh. And I think this is like crispy pork in here, crispy on the outside, but really tender, and makes for just a perfect lunch in the village. It's got all the usual stuff: green onion, noodles, bean sprouts, with a really tasty broth.
We saved one of Sapa's finest stops for the very end, but then this little cottage of a cafe appeared like it had just stepped out of a folktale and parked itself beside the road. Flower-laden eaves, the soft aroma of sun-dried valley herbs drifting out of the doorway, and a weathered staircase that pulls you up through a lived-in nook to a creaking wooden deck. Sometimes the journey writes its own itinerary, and when it does, the only reasonable plan is to follow the scent of coffee and see where the story goes.
Thank you.
We were taken aback in a most pleasant way when our host pulled up a chair to sit with us. Even though we don't understand each other's phrases, we found that real conversation starts with kindness, and that even without the same words, two open hearts can still speak the same language. Her hospitality is so palpable you can taste it.
Look at how black and beautiful this coffee is. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful.
Life is so good right now.
There's a beautiful rhythm to life here, passed between stories shared in the shade and stitched into every pattern. And just nearby, there's another tradition, one not sown, but steeped in tranquility, healing, and relaxation.
Okay, thank you, thank you. The Red Dao people make up a significant portion of the population in Phin village, and they are experts in herbal medicine. As farmers, they work their bodies hard all day long, and they've come up with an incredible way to soothe and restore their bodies, and we have been waiting all week to experience this.
It smells amazing. Whew. It's like I feel like I'm being boiled alive here. This is amazing.
Red Dao women spend each afternoon in the hills cutting bundles of mountain cinnamon, lemongrass, and handfuls of bark and roots only they can name. Back in the village, the herbs simmer in a cedar barrel, water darkening to a tea-rich bronze that sends steam curling into the cool air. All those plants work together, warming the blood, easing tired muscles, and carrying the clean scent of the forest straight into your lungs. Heat loosens every joint, resin from the wood mingles with the spice of the leaves, and the day's climb drains away.
What a unique experience this is.
What you pay for this soak doesn't vanish into a resort ledger. It circles back to the families who gathered the plants, the cooperative that tends small plots to protect the wild stock, and the hill terraces rising outside the door. In sharing their remedy, they keep an old knowledge alive and invite you to leave a little of your own warmth behind. We came to Sapa for the mountains and got far more than we bargained for. Over 12 days, we barely scratched the surface of this richly layered corner of Vietnam. And that's the truth of Sapa. Rush it and you miss the best parts. Give it at least 7 days, let the fog change your plans, and the place starts to feel like the story you came searching for. Out of everywhere we've roamed in Vietnam, Sapa has edged the deepest mark. Yet even as we leave, the map ahead is still wide open. We'll be back, ready to embrace the unknown again.